We're going to take a quick break, and then I'm going to come back with someone who's actually been on the program before, Summer Orlando. She's got friends with her, and we'll be back in 2 minutes.
9:31, back to In the Spotlight. Once again, your host, Sherry Marcucci.
Thanks, Chris. I'm very excited to have in the studio someone who's been here before, Summer Orlando. Thank you for being with us again.
It's another glorious morning, Sherry. How are you?
I'm great. And Summer is here. Well, first of all, let me give you a little background about Summer. Summer is a producer, an actor, and an entrepreneur with Summer Orlando Productions, as well as some other activities. But we're here today, or she's here today, to talk about bringing the live show Hocus Pocus to the Palace Theater on October 30th. And for those of you who are Hocus Pocus devotees, fans, I know it's like a cult, and I had to confess that I had never seen the movie. I know. Don't put that up. I'm not a vampire, but I had never seen it, so I had to do a little homework to just know a little bit about the show. But first of all, I want to welcome you, and you brought with you today, and we're going to talk to her a little bit later in this segment, but Sophia Swaby, who is the Chief Program Officer for Apex Community Services. And I come to find out, Sophia is a Waterbury gal originally, and is a Ricciardi by birth. So, and now that I'm looking at you, you look very much like your mom. Yes. The lovely, what's her first name?
Margo.
Yes, Margo.
Yeah.
Yes, Ricciardi. So anyway, so let's start with you, Summer. You're coming to the Palace, but this is like a microcosm of what you're doing for the next several months, I guess.
Yes, that's correct. I'm doing a 5-city tour in Connecticut at all these different venues and theaters throughout the Connecticut area. But I am very excited today to talk about my stop at the Palace Theater in Waterbury, Connecticut.
Well, you know what? There's been a lot of buzz about this. So this is one of the shows that comes to us kind of wrapped up in a box, and we say, okay, you put on your show, and thanks to Apex, your sponsor, you're able to do that. But this is something that you started out kind of small scale, and it sounds like it's building, that there may be more people wanting tickets. The demand is kind of there.
Yeah, it's absolutely incredible. This show is celebrating 7 years of sold out performances. I've been doing this show for 7 years, but this is a brand new iteration this year. It is a full length musical that I wrote and put together this year, and I'm very excited for audiences, new and old, to see the new version of the show. It started back in 2017 or so. It was meant to be a one-off performance, like a little skit for Halloween that was 30 minutes long, and it was just supposed to be one time and done. And it was so successful that it took off from there. And, I just kind of fostered it, and it's my baby, and I'm so proud of the heights that it has soared.
So this is a full production. You have sets, you have costumes, you're flying, which is wow.
Yes, that's the dream. So this production definitely has its bells and whistles. It has Broadway quality sets, replica costumes, special effects, animatronic spell books, and yes, we are flying courtesy of ZFX Flying Effects, which is the same company that flies Wicked, the Broadway national tour. Which
that's huge.
Is incredibly insane. And we're bringing it to the Palace, which is a huge Broadway-sized theater, and it's a dream. I mean, the Palace is a dream venue to perform at. I never thought that I would headline a stage like that, and
dreams do come true.
They do.
So how did this all come about? How did, Hocus Pocus, the first time you did it, and then it grew? You're amazing.
Thank you so much. So basically, like I said, back in 2017, it was a little skit. It was like 30 minutes long. It was lip synced to like the movie tracks. So we just kind of put together like a little track for it, and people loved it. And so then the next year I made it live, and we sang, and we did all the live vocals and stuff with microphones, and made it a theater piece. And then later after that, it took to the Connecticut Renaissance Fair and performed in front of 2,000 to 3,000 people. And it was an outdoor production, and I learned a lot that you can't always control the weather, and it was great. And then it's traveled all around. Last year we performed at the Warner Theater in the Nancy Marine Studio Theater, and it sold out so fast we had to add another performance, which was incredible, which kind of helped me bring it to other places this year based on the numbers that this show brings out. Also, an amazing opportunity out of this show is I got the opportunity to actually be a part of the Hocus Pocus world. Disney called me because they were looking for a lookalike for Bette Midler's character Winifred, who I play in my show, and they asked if I would like to be in Hocus Pocus 2, which is the sequel film that Disney put out a couple years ago on Disney Plus. And this year, on October 6th, on Freeform, they are doing the television world premiere of the movie. It's never been shown on television before, so I'm very excited to see myself on the medium screen, and it's very, very exciting that they love the show as much as that my audiences do. We are not endorsed by Disney, but they give me permission to write as seen in Hocus Pocus 2 on my marketing materials, which kind of helps sell tickets. And
wait a minute, I want to stop there for a minute,
okay?
Because I was formerly the Palisades marketing officer. Okay, so to get that kind of permission from Disney is no small feat. I mean, when we had shows that were Disney shows, I mean, you had to cross those T's and dot those I's and did not allow any variations, okay?
Yes.
So I know a little bit about, so how did you make that happen? That's pretty impressive.
So they were following the show, I guess, for a while, and that's how I was, reached out to about being in the film, but then just being on set for 5 days with them and talking to the powers that be that were on set, I was telling them more about my show and my goals and dreams and aspirations about it, and they gave me permission. Now, because keep in mind, this is copyrighted work.
Yes.
I do not claim to own or be affiliated with the Walt Disney Company in any way. This is a parody musical, which means it is our love letter. It is our version. We take moments, I'd like to say the best bits of this amazing film, which for those like Sherry that have never seen it, please go and watch it. You can see it at probably any time on Freeform or on the Disney channels that be or on Disney Plus. But it is our true love letter to the show. We don't make fun of it in any way. It is a show and a movie that has stayed with me since I was a kid. It's, in life, there are those movies that just kind of stick with you, like The Wizard of Oz.
Sure.
Hocus Pocus is definitely one of those for me, but never did I ever think that I would be here 7 years doing this show and playing this character.
And Carol Ziske in our first segment was talking about getting, information to young people about careers in acting or theater, and you're a relatively younger person. Just to hear you talking right now, I'm in awe, and I'm like, wow, where does that come from? That desire, that almost chutzpah, like I am going to do what I love. You're so blessed to be doing what you love.
Thank you very much. Well, I did start as an actor. I am originally from Waterbury, and I grew up doing lots of community theater and lots of children's theater and tons of other things. And it kind of just grew from there. I did not go to college to study this, but I did go to the Waterbury Arts Magnet School, graduated 2011, something I'm very proud of. I had the most amazing teachers and instructors and people who kind of molded me on my path. Mentored me on my path to where I am. And then just, kind of took that and started making my own success. Because, as Carol, your guest from earlier, was talking about, being an actor is very hard, and you don't always get the successes, and they're not just laid out for you. So I found from an early age that if I wanted this to happen and be successful, even if Broadway didn't happen, you have to make your own successes and create your own jobs, which is what I've been doing for the last 12 years with the career that I've chosen to do.
Well, we are going to talk more.
Absolutely.
I want to take just a little bit of a break, and then I want to have Sophia join in on the conversation as the sponsor, Apex Community Services. So stick around. We'll be back in about a minute and a half. So we've been talking to Summer Orlando, who's bringing his production of Hocus Pocus Live to the Palace Theater in Waterbury on October 30th. And as part of that production, which wouldn't happen without sponsorship, in studio with us now is Sophia Swaby, who is the Chief Program Officer for Apex Community Care. And I was like, okay, what's Apex Community Care? So let's find out right from Sophia, and welcome to In the Spotlight. Thanks for being here.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here. Apex Community Care is a social service agency. We have offices in Danbury and Torrington. Danbury is our main office, but just about 9 months ago now, we opened an office here in Waterbury. So we have an office on East Main Street, and it is a harm reduction center. And we are fully staffed. And as you said before, I was born and raised in Waterbury. So when I took this position 2 years ago, my dream was to get an office in Waterbury. Within 5 years, it happened much sooner than we anticipated. But
kudos to you.
Our CEO got a phone call from a funder, and here we are. We took us a week to get it up and running, and her and I were doing a lot of running, but here we are. So we've been up and running for about 10 months now. We have about 200 clients that we work with in Waterbury that can come. We're a drop-in center. We have food donations. We have a clothing closet. We do Narcan trainings for both clients as well as family supports. We have mental health services. We have medical services, and we also do medicated assisted treatment medication.
Okay. So you started out working with a specific population, and now you've grown to encompass. Tell us a little bit about the history of the organization.
Sure. So we used to be the AIDS Project of Greater Danbury. Back in 1987, when our CEO started the company with a few select amazing people who really wanted to help people who were diagnosed with HIV and AIDS, in the 80s when it was the epidemic. And as we continued to grow, we had housing for people living with the virus. We had case management, and our CEO is amazing, and she just kept wanting to help everybody and figure out different ways. So that's what she did. So
who is your CEO?
Her name is Roberta Stewart.
Okay.
And she's just amazing.
She sounds amazing.
Yes. So together we are definitely a dynamic duo with amazing staff. We couldn't do anything that we do without our staff. We have doubled staff in the last 2 years since I've been there, with new programs, new housing programs, obviously our Waterbury office. We have a satellite office in New Milford. So we love helping people any way we can. Anyone that is disenfranchised, we want to be the people, the place, and the agency that wrap our arms around everybody in whatever services they need. And if we don't do the service, we figure out how to get them the services that they need to live a better life.
So important. I know we have a homeless population right here in Waterbury that is. I know different churches or houses of faith and worship have programs to help. So you must connect with those.
So as I said, born and raised in Waterbury.
Yes.
I started my career in Waterbury for many years. So a lot of phenomenal connections that I made then, we took with us, right? You never lose the connections. It's almost not what you know, it's who you know.
Absolutely.
So we really live by that motto, and there are people that I could call on in Waterbury anytime we need anything, and we get things done.
Greater Waterbury people are just awesome.
Amazing.
And their hearts are as big as all outdoors. I know it's said many times, but is true.
Yeah,
there's just something about the hearts of people that are here in Waterbury and Greater Waterbury. It's amazing.
It's home. No matter what. I'm in Danbury now. That was the hardest part, going to a place that I didn't know anybody.
Yes.
But thankfully, Roberta has Danbury on lock. So she knows everyone, and the calls that I can make in Waterbury, she can make in Danbury. So we really, we live by helping people. That's what we spend our days and our nights and our midnights and 2 a.m.s emailing and texting to make sure that our clients get whatever they need.
And I'm sure that treating people with respect and dignity, the disenfranchised, as you called them, not everybody sees them as fellow human beings.
Many people don't.
Yeah.
Which is one of the major things we discuss with our staff and talk about. We want people to feel welcome. We want to be the place to be. We want people to go, oh yeah, my sister, brother, cousin, uncle, aunt, mother, father is suffering from, addiction.
Yeah.
How can we help? Well, Apex can help us. They can train us in Narcan. They can help us get services. They can help us figure it out. We have support groups. We have therapy for support people, as well as people that are really going through the disease.
So people listening, and they're going, oh my God, I need this. I need this for my loved one, my whatever. How do they find you?
They can look us up right on the internet, apexcommunitycare.org. They can fill out a form. They can call us. They can show up at any of our offices. So Danbury, New Milford, Waterbury.
What's the Waterbury
Torrington,
office number?
203-778 3827. I'm sorry. I never call it. It's in my phone.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to put you on the
that's
spot.
okay. And our address is 2154 East Main Street. We are right next to the cemetery.
Okay.
So our hours here in Waterbury are 11 to 7, Monday through Friday. Anyone can stop in. Our amazing staff will give tours. It's not a big facility, so you don't need a lot of time. But if you have clothes that you would like to donate, we have a clothing closet. We are always looking for food and snack donations for clients that come in, to do resume buildings or meet with our housing case manager or our prevention case manager.
What's your success story? Give us a success story.
I have so many.
Oh, that's good to know.
So one of our major...
quick one, because I want to get back to summer here.
In Waterbury, when we first opened, we weren't sure how many people were going to come in. And our first 3 months, we've already served over 250 people. So to me, that's a major success.
Absolutely.
Because we want people to know we're there, and we want people to feel comfortable coming in and chatting with us about whatever their needs are.
Okay. Sophia Swaby from Apex Community Care, thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting Hocus Pocus Live. In summer, you have other dates on your engagement calendar for the next month and a half. You want to share a little bit about that?
Yes, absolutely. But I also just want to express my sincerest gratitude to Apex Community Care for being my sponsor for the Palace, because you're right, this would not be possible. The magic could not happen without Apex. They're an amazing group, and they wrapped their arms around the Hocus Pocus Live production just as well as they do for the people of the community. All right. So if you're looking to see Hocus Pocus live this season, we are running from end of September all the way through the first week of November. The Warner Theater is our first stop in Torrington, Connecticut, another location where Apex is. And it's September 27th and 28th. We have 2 performances, and they are almost sold out. So I recommend going on the Warner website to get your tickets. Then we fly straight to East Haven, Connecticut for Cabaret on Main, which is a very special theater because we are doing an immersive version. So by that, I mean we are projecting all around 360 around the room. So you're going to feel like you're actually a part of the show. Then if you like wine and witches, we go to Priam Vineyards in Colchester, Connecticut, October 26th for a one-night only performance of that. And that is going to be spectacular in a heated wedding tent. So don't worry, in October you will not be cold. You'll be nice and cozy, experiencing the magic in a fabulous 300-seat wedding event tent. And then we fly to the Palace, literally live on stage. You can see the witches fly live on stage thanks to ZFX Flying Effects, October 30th. I believe that's a 7:30 performance, and it is going to be spectacular. It is all age friendly, all of these performances at all of these venues. And then we wrap up our tour at the Guard Arts Center in New London, Connecticut, November 1st and 2nd with 2 performances, and those are selling fast. And that is the only place that you can see the witches fly live on stage before your very eyes, just like the movie.
With our friend Jen Zimbrowski.
Exactly. Another person who came from the Palace and is now doing great things at the Guard Arts Center. And for an easy one-shop stop, instead of visiting all of the theater websites, you can go to hocuspocusliveofficial.com for all your ticketing needs and to see a little bit about the show and a couple clips.
Whew, I'm tired just listening. I mean, good thing you're young, that's all I could say. Although Carol Ziski is the same energy, and
and we love it.
She could have been in the production, I'm sure.
Have an opening.
Not this year, but we are accepting.
So what else do you have on your horizon?
Wow. I mean, I have all these different shows coming up throughout the year. But for spooky season, I'm very excited about my bring back of a show that I curated a couple years ago. It's called the Salem Express Revenge of the Sanderson Sisters. It is a steam train ride experience. It's 90 minutes. It's catered to kids, families from 6 to 106. And it is all live experience. The Sanderson Sisters on a moving train as we take you from Essex, Connecticut to the magical witching world of Salem, Massachusetts in a special way that we can only do on the Essex Steam Train and Riverboat. You can check out all those tickets there, but also I believe we're almost sold out for all 4 performances. Those are September 20th and 21st. We also have a brunch coming up there October 20th. It is called Just a Brunch of Hocus Pocus, and those tickets are flying just as fast as Mary on her vacuum cleaner. And yeah, lots of spooky things going on. And then I've got bingos coming up, a Wizard of Oz bingo that's already sold out for the Animal Rescue Center Change a Life Dog Rescue out of Bristol. And lots of holiday goodies and Christmas shows coming up. And I'll be touring a Judy Garland, Barbra Streisand tribute show in Michigan in November as well. And some other surprises that haven't been announced yet that are coming soon.
Oh, my goodness. Amazing. Well, I want to thank you for being a guest today.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Oh, of course.
Sophia.
Of course. I feel like we're going to see more of you along the way.
I think so, too, because I don't think our journey with the Palace and our time together is over.
No, I think it's just begun.
More to come.
And Sophia, thank you for being a guest. And, of course, Carol Ziski, you, the inimitable, we'll be seeing a lot more of you, too, in the next week.
Well, Summer and I both know life is a cabaret.
Old chum, come to the cabaret. That's right, and see Carol Ziski.
Come taste the wine.
Come hear the band.
Well, I have a great story, but I have to tell you that offline. So with that, listeners, thank you for tuning in to In the Spotlight,
didn't
presented
clear
by
the
the
song.
Palace Theater in Waterbury, Connecticut. We have a great main stage season also coming up this year, so do yourself a favor. Go online and to palacetheaterct.org and see all that's happening on our main stage, as well as our In the Spotlight series in our small spaces. I'll be back next month, so have a wonderful month ahead, and thank you for listening.